Are you God? The reason I'm asking is because I've been reading the profound and wonderful Neville Goddard's The Power of Awareness. And he goes on to say that imagination is in all of us disguised as God. So, if imagination is God, every single person has an imagination. So that means there's a piece of God inside of every single one of us. Isn't that profound to think of? That means, and especially what I've been doing, is looking at people a lot differently. Because if everyone is God, that means that we look at them the same way that we'd want to be treated, and would obviously treat God very, very well. So, I wanted to ask this question because it's incredible, first of all. And he also goes on to write that, Neville goes on to write that we're all connected to one mind, which I've kind of heard that concept before. But if we're all connected to one mind, we all have different constructs of our individual minds. So if we all have one mind and we all focus on different things, that just means the construct of ourself is what we get in reality, like reality. So like our physical world. So we're like a bunch of magnets. We're like a bunch of magnets that get drawn into what we focus on. But we're all connected to one mind. So if we talk and interact with people, it's like we're talking and interacting with ourselves, but it's a different construct of ourself. It's profound if you really think about it that way. I'm walking on the nature trail here in Oakland, Wisconsin. It's our last 3 days here in Wisconsin. 3 days? Yeah, 3 days technically. It's a Monday. We're leaving Thursday morning for Arizona. And I didn't think we'd see snow. It's in October. It's the end of October. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. But at the first snowfall, so you can see a little bit there. Absolutely gorgeous place in Wisconsin. Been living here my whole life. I've never lived out of Wisconsin, so we're really excited to move to Arizona. There's not a whole lot of snow that falls in California, in Arizona, so I'm really excited to get there and experience the totally different climate. I know there's snow up in northern Arizona where you can go actually snowboarding, which is phenomenal. You can go 100 degrees in a little bit south, and then north is, you can go snowboarding. It's wild, but it's absolutely cool. So we grew up here in Cambridge, this small town kind of area, and we went to church on Sunday, and we haven't been to this church in a while. But now, this is no offense to any of the littler churches in America, the Catholic, Christian, but the thing they do with the littler churches is they definitely have a way of, I don't want to say condemning, because that's not the right word, but kind of making you think about your sins. The stories are wild, and it's great that they tell stories in the Bible, but it's never like how good God is. And it should be about how good God really is. It was a lot of violent stories, and I have my 10-year-old nephew with me right next to me. But if the preacher, and no offense to these preachers, but if they would just extend how good God really is into people in the little towns, I think it would have a profound impact. Do you guys have that with the littler towns, with the churches? I was just curious about that, if that's everywhere else too, or not just here. But we've been listening to Joel Osteen, and if you guys have listened to Joel Osteen, he's incredible. I mean, he talks about how good it is, how good God really is. And it's cool because in The Science of Getting Rich, in that book, it talks about how if you're a doctor, a healer, a priest, you should talk about how you can increase. And then you will never have a shortness of clergy, you'll never have a shortness of patience. you've got to talk about how good it really is. There's increase in everything. So just like if you're sick, you never tell somebody you're sick. You say, I'm healing. So, you know that makes sense. Because if you're on this channel, you know that words manifest things. So, but I thought it was just so profound what I'm reading in this book. If you haven't read it yet, it's definitely worth it. Ooh, there's a deer. See it jumping? We used to come up here and meditate. Oh, they're up there. There's the pterodactyls. Let's turn this into a National Geographic shoot. And it's definitely worth looking into if imagination is disguised as God in every single one of us, because I think it's amazing to look at people like they're God or like they're a piece of you. So, this has been Honest Andrew, the last 3 days in Wisconsin, and we'll see you on the next one. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and like this video, and you can meet some people in the comments and all get together and talk about how good God is. See you on the next one.